Home Ministry denies additional security screenings for Chinese tourists. Important life values to be absorbed into the education system. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. The Home Ministry has denied that they have agreed to additional security screenings being imposed on Malaysian visa processors, including China. Commenting further on the matter, Home Ministry Secretary General Dato' Alwi Ibrahim said there are currently two ways for tourists who intend to visit Malaysia to apply for a visa. The two ways of applying visa include its manual visa application by its one-stop center or through online application or e-visa. Dato' Alwi, however, added that citizens of the People's Republic of China can apply for a visa through the Electronic Travel Registration and Information and online registration facility provided by the government to facilitate the entrance of Chinese nationals into Malaysia under the Visa Waiver Program. The Home Ministry Secretary General said this in response to an article published by a news portal claiming that Chinese tourists were subjected to additional pre-screening conducted by the Chinese Citizen Security Assessment Center to Malaysia. Three important life values will be absorbed into the country's education system in order to shape a more educated and respectful future generation of Malaysians. Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik said the three values include happiness, compassion and respect.
Begitu ketadusan kasih sayang yang menyebabkan keluarga berpecah belah dan tercetusnya banyak masalah sosial di kalangan anak muda. Jadi kita berharap apabila kita mulakan kasih sayang di KPM, dia akan merebak kepada seluruh masyarakat Malaysia. Jadi bersama-samalah kita mengangkatkan slogan kasih sayang di dalam keluarga besar KPM.
He further noted that as a big family, the Education Ministry must strive to be a united, progressive and dynamic team while implementing various education-related transformation efforts. Dr. Mazli said this in his speech at the meet and greet session among staff under the ministry in Putrajaya today. Phase 1 of Angkasa Puri's Media City project, which is aimed at bringing about changes to RTM as well as the nation's broadcasting ecosphere, is due to be completed on September 11th. According to Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo, Phase 1 of the 860 million ringgit project is on track to be completed ahead of schedule.
Kita kena improve dua bahagian, satu appearance wajah dan kedua content, iaitu isi kandungan. Kepada saya kedua-dua ini cukup penting, tapi yang paling penting kita kena ada infrastruktur di mana kita boleh salurkan program-program ini kepada penonton-penonton TV dengan kualiti yang baik. So we have to look at HD, kita kena lihat digital dan sebagainya.
Speaking to the media after a site visit at Wisma Brita in RTM earlier today, Gobind said work progress is ahead of schedule with Phase 1 at 91% completion. He added that Phase 2 is scheduled to be completed in June of 2019 and Phase 3 in June of 2020 with no escalating costs. Gobind, whose mission was to make RTM relevant again, said the modern facilities will give RTM an edge to compete with local and international news networks. Modelled after Media City UK in England, the Media City project is a 27-hectare development on government land in Bukit Putra, where RTM is based. The city will be equipped with modern integrated broadcasting facilities on par with international standards, including a virtual studio, music and television studios. All Malaysian Hajj pilgrims bound to the Holy Land of Mecca have been advised to prepare themselves for the hot and dry weather exceeding 50 degrees Celsius in the country. With such weather conditions, Tabung Haji medical personnel have also advised pilgrims to drink more water to stay hydrated. According to the Tabung Haji records, one-third of the 30,200 Malaysian pilgrims are aged 60 and above, and thus it is important to follow the guidelines given to avoid any unwanted incidents during the pilgrimage.
Kita menasihati kepada semua jemaah haji, pertamanya elakkan terdedah kepada cuaca yang panas. Kalau boleh semasa bergerak ke masjid tu, kita adakan menggunakan pelindungan sama ada menggunakan kain serban ataupun sebagainya, dan perbanyakkan minum air. Sebab kita tak nak berlaku kekeringan air dalam badan kita.
Amongst the effects of being exposed to severe heat include muscle cramps, dizziness, vomiting and heat stroke, which can lead to internal organ injuries. The non-pensionable Malaysian Armed Forces Veterans Association has requested for their 300 ringgit living allowance to be continued, especially for new applicants, as most of them are senior citizens, while some have no fixed income. Its president, Ismail Abidin, hopes that the government will consider their appeal for the benefit of its members.
Kita semua faham dengan keadaan veteran ni, dengan umurnya, boleh dikatakan warga veteran ATM ni umurnya 55 ke atas. Semuanya berpenyakit. Itu kita minta kerajaan, Menteri Pertahanan dan juga Perdana Menteri kita, Tuan Dato' Mazhar mempertimbangkan supaya bantuan-bantuan ini diteruskan.
Speaking at a press conference held in Kanga, Ismail has also requested for the living allowance to be increased to 500 ringgit, especially for those who served during the communist era. A 32-year-old man pleaded not guilty at the Ipoh Sessions Court to the charge of immersing the head of a 2-year-old child into a pail with water that caused her death. At the same time, an elderly man pleaded not guilty to the charges of molesting and raping his 2 granddaughters last month. In the first case, the accused was alleged to have submerged the head of Alisha Abdul Karim into a pail filled with water in an office at Complex Perdagangan DWJ Meru between 4 to 5:41 a.m. on May the 24th of 2017. The charge was made under Section 3, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Child Act, which carries a maximum jail sentence of 20 years and a fine of 50,000 ringgit or both upon conviction. Judge Julai Abdullah set bail at 10,000 ringgit with one surety and August 13th for mention. Meanwhile, Surcha Singh, 71, pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of intercourse with his 6-year-old granddaughters and molesting her 5-year-old sister by inserting his finger into her anus. Surcha Singh was believed to have committed the acts at his residence in Desa Cemur Permai in Ipoh between 3rd to the 6th of June around 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Judge Julai Abdullah, however, set bail at 10,000 ringgit for both charges, with an additional condition that the accused must not have any contact with the victims. 13th of August has been set for remention. Pulau Pinang police today arrested 2 Myanmar nationals, a man and a woman, together with a local man between the ages of 29 and 37 to assist investigations into the alleged murder of a Myanmar national at the Taman Tanjung apartment in Butterworth. Police from the Seberang Perai Utama Police Headquarters received a complaint from a passerby who stumbled upon the victim's body at the apartment's ground floor elevator at 10:45 p.m. last night. Police Chief ACP Noorzaini Muhammad Noor, who confirmed the incident, said the victim was found with deep stab wounds on the right side of the chest and fully clothed. All 3 suspects are tested negative for drugs but are being remanded from today to facilitate investigations. ACP Noorzaini said the cause of the incident has yet to be ascertained, adding that the case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. Now, post-mortem results revealed that the newborn baby girl who was found in a drain in Kampung Atas Pengit Dewan Beta Kota Baru, Kelantan yesterday died due to drowning. Kelantan Police Chief Dato' Hasanuddin Hassan said the baby was left there between 7 to 8 hours before she was discovered. Dato' Hasanuddin said efforts to find the victim's mother is still ongoing and police are requesting anyone with any information to come forward. Police have also not dismissed the possibility that the baby could have been born elsewhere before being abandoned.
Kalau kita tengok keadaan jenazah bayi tersebut yang telah meninggal cukup sangat mendukacitakan. Bayi yang tidak berdosa dilahirkan dalam keadaan yang sehatlah dengan kata lain, cukup sifatnya, tetapi disebabkan oleh segelintir manusia yang bersikap sedemikian, maka bayi itu dijadikan bangsa keadaan.
The baby was reportedly found by a mechanic who was on his way home for lunch at about 1 p.m. yesterday. He then alerted villagers and lodged a report at the Nilampuri police station. The Melaka Royal Malaysian Customs Department has seized goods valued at about 1.28 million ringgit from January to June 30th this year, up 50% from the same period of last year. Its director Tuang Aliong said the number of items involved in the operations were cigarettes with 36 cases, liquor 17 cases, firecrackers and fireworks 10 cases, and vehicles 4 cases. These cases had also led to the arrest of 30 suspects aged between 30 and 50 years old and are being investigated under Section 135 subsection 1 subsection E of the Customs Act 1967. While speaking at a press conference at Wisma Custom in Aikoro, Tuang added if convicted, the offenders will be fined not less than 10 times the value of goods or imprisonment not exceeding 3 years or both. The Lahad Datu Marine Police detained 2 Palawan men together with various items believed to have been used for fish bombing activities in Katong, Kalungan waters yesterday. ESCOM Commander DCP Dato Hazani Ghazali said the suspects between the ages of 17 and 48 were arrested by a team from the Marine Science Unit while conducting surveillance at the area. The team also found 32 kilograms of various fish suspected to have been obtained through fish bombing. Now, the items seized included a boat, engine pump, propeller shaft, compressor, hose, explosive fuse and matchboxes. The value of the seizure amounted to 1,530 ringgit. Both suspects and the items seized have been handed over to the Lahad Datu Fisheries Department for further action. The case is now being investigated under Section 26 subsection 1 subsection C of the Fisheries Act 1985. Coming up, Malaysia committed to eliminate agriculture export restrictions to China. That story in a moment. Stay with us. A survey conducted by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs found that there was still 30% of mamak restaurants that did not lower their prices after the implementation of the Zero Goods and Services Tax or GST. Now, Minister concerned Dato' Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said a comparison before and after June the 1st found that the prices were still the same even though the GST was now zero rated. In this regard, he said the ministry will not hesitate to take immediate action on these restaurants if there is a violation of the law.
Bahagian kuasa ni mereka ada jadual berkala, serbuan ke atas premis dan memang kalau kita tengok ianya tak dicerminkan dari segi kutipan denda yang dikenakan sebab bahagian ini sangat menitik beratkan pendekatan to educate, mendidik, menasihati. Kalau ianya berulang kali dilakukan, barulah tindakan tegas diambil kan.
Dato' Saifuddin Nasution said this to reporters after his ministry's monthly assembly today. Meanwhile, he said his ministry would draft a zero waste policy, which includes policies in reducing the abuse of subsidized consumer goods. Malaysia remains committed to eliminating any forms of restrictions in the export of several agricultural products to China. Now, these products include the durian and birds' nests. Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Minister Salahuddin Ayub said an initial meeting between himself and the ambassador of China on the matter has begun. China have agreed to lay down the groundwork in terms of regulatory framework in easing off bureaucratic red tape in exporting agricultural products to the country.
Kerana kita dimaklumkan bahawa musangking tidak boleh dieksport dalam bentuk fizikal durian itu. Dia kena dibungkus mengikut piawaian negara China. Dan juga tentang sarang burung yang ada isu kemasukan sarang burung yang belum dibersihkan, tapi itu boleh dibincang dengan China telah berupaya untuk membuka satu teknologi baru untuk pemrosesan sarang burung ini.
He added a proposed agreement is expected to be signed concerning export protocols on the products during the Prime Minister's upcoming visit to China. Salahuddin said this after chairing a State Agriculture Exco's meeting in Putrajaya. 9 cases of fake house ownership offer letters have been reported involving Johor's Affordable Housing Project, RMMJ, at Taman Setia 2, Bandar Dato' On. Now, the case came to light 2 weeks ago when one of the victims lodged a complaint to the State Housing Division, or SUJK. State Housing and Rural Development Exco Zulkifli Ahmad stressed that the SUKJ has never appointed any agent or middleman for any RMMJ transactions. Zulkifli explained that all transactions on house ownership were being done online or at the SUKJ office.
Kita nasihatkan supaya pembeli yang telah daftar secara online jangan sama sekali menggunakan perkhidmatan ejen ataupun orang individu walaupun mereka klaim bahawa mereka adalah merupakan ejen ataupun wakil kepada bahagian perumahan kerajaan negeri Johor. Sebab kita tidak pernah menggunakan orang tengah, apa-apa juga perkembangan boleh diperolehi feedback secara online.
According to Zulkifli, SUKJ will provide the offer letters to eligible buyers and not through agents, adding there is no such requirement of a 5,000 ringgit booking fee. Zulkifli also denied any involvement from their staff in the fake letter issued. A clearer direction from the Malaysian government on its fiscal policies is likely to bring foreign investors back into the market. Standard Chartered head investment strategist Manpreet Singhil said the government will have to be more transparent on its stance on the nation's fiscal deficit and what policymakers will do to manage it, even as ongoing structural changes are positively viewed by foreign investors. Manpreet Gill said as a foreign investor in the bond market, more visibility is a positive sign when looking to buy government bonds.
I think from a policy perspective, look, investors ultimately care about stability and visibility of policy. And I think that, especially after the election having completed, that is now, the stability is back.
Manpreet said this at a media briefing on the market outlook today. Standard Chartered Head of Managed Investment and Product Management, Danny Chung, who offered his view on Malaysian equities, said while local equities look attractive from a dividend yield perspective, they are also trading at premium valuations versus Asian stocks. A key factor Standard Chartered advised its clients to focus on when investing is the strengthening of the US dollar in the near term. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Home Ministry denies additional security screenings for Chinese tourists. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. Until then, I'm Adrian Seed. Good night and thanks for watching. The Tamil Bulletin is up next. Stay tuned.